Hello, YouTube. How y'all doing today? I hope you're doing well on this hump day. We got a lot to cover. Donald Trump with the Christies. He pardoned them after they have committed fraud. And from what I hear, they will be getting another reality show. And it seems like long as it's white crime, then it's okay with Donald Trump. Because this term of his time of being in the Oval Office, he has only pardoned white people. Again, we are facing a black genocide, but Trump is only focused on another country, South Africa, supposedly a white genocide. But Donald Trump, what about the American people? We are the American people. Black Americans are the American people. There's a black genocide going on in America. Hallelujah. How y'all doing today? Hit that like button as you coming in. Hey, King Allen, how you doing, my lovely moderator? How you doing, baby? We are facing a genocide, black genocide in America. It has been going on for centuries, hundreds and hundreds of years. But Donald Trump is fixated on some supposedly fake white genocide, when his own color that lives in South Africa have stated that's a lie. White people in South Africa said that's a lie, Donnie. There's no white genocide in South Africa. But Donnie doesn't know the truth, because once you lie all your life, you can't handle the truth. Donnie can't handle the truth. And I found out that the military will not be at Donnie Boy's birthday parade. They're trying to back out. Yes, the military said they're not going to be at Donald Trump's birthday parade. That's a waste of taxpayers' money. And that money can go towards Medicaid, Medicare, and our school children's lunch. Well, I don't have any children that's in school. My daughter has already graduated from college or university here in Georgia. So it wouldn't pertain to me, but the children are our future. I care about the children are our future. The MAGA Republican Party do not care about our children in the USA. Come on, hit that like button as you coming in, because we got a lot to cover. We're going to be roasting Donnie and stating the facts. Donald Trump will know the fact if it stood in his face like that snake. Satan, God is going to take your kingdom down, Trump. You the spawn of Satan. That's who Donald Trump is, the spawn of Satan. He hasn't proved anyone wrong when they say that. Donnie hasn't, because all Donnie know to do is be a big sinner and pretend he loves the Lord while selling those ugly salmon pink Bibles. Nobody's buying them but MAGA. J6ers. MAGA and J6ers are nothing but terrorists in America. The KKK are terrorists in America. They are the group that hung black ancestors. So why does the white man in the Oval Office not have them down as a terroristic group? The way the J6ers tore up that state capitol proves they are a terroristic group. But Donald Trump, long as they're white people, Donald Trump doesn't mind. The crime can happen. But he's complaining about the Democrats hiring black people. Too many black people, Donnie. Do you not recall when you was younger how many black women you laid up with? And what you said about black women, you said black women, they're just good for laying up with it. Did you not say that, you nasty fat pig? Donnie, all those black women you laid up with, they need their reparations, because they have been a mental case ever since they laid up with you. They need their reparations. And yes, all black people, we need our reparations. But because those black women laid up with Donald Trump, they should be in the line first to get their reparations, because they are cursed for life. The whole thought of seeing Donald Trump's pale body, his complete pale body in those 5 stomachs, is enough to be sick. And you need to get Medicaid for it, because that's an illness. Anybody laid up with Donald Trump needs to get Medicare, because that is an illness. They need their reparations, Donnie. Any black woman you have ever laid up with, she got to be the first one in line for reparations. You destroyed their lives. You destroyed their insides, their dignity. To have you amongst them with a Tootsie Roll like Diddy, small in size, smaller than your neighbor, you can't even see that thing anymore, Donnie, because you so fat. You can't even see your Tootsie Roll down there. You know, they make white chocolate. I remember one time they did have white chocolate Tootsie Roll. Diddy is a regular Tootsie Roll and use a white Tootsie Roll. I already told y'all, when you look at Diddy, you're looking at Donald Trump and Epstein. They all rolled into one. Think about an Oreo cookie, but they have the white chocolate on the inside and the dark chocolate in the middle. Donald Trump, P. Diddy, Epstein are all the same. You can't prove me wrong. They're freaks. And they got a bunch of children. I don't know if Epstein had any children because he really liked the gentleman. So he decided to destroy women because he didn't want to come out the closet and let everybody know he really liked pink in his mouth. Pale pink in his mouth. Why doesn't he like that chocolate eggplant? What are we going to do, America? We are in trouble. We are actually fighting a war in our own country. There's a black genocide. There's no white South African genocide. I got proof. What has happened to black people, Donnie? Your people hung black people in trees and burned them. There's a black genocide in America. Prove me wrong. And when we fight back in self-defense, we are considered criminals. But no one's a bigger criminal than Donald J. Trump sitting in that Oval Office with his stomach hanging over the desk. Donnie, your stomach's so big, you can't even see your thing down there because it's smaller than your navel. This is America, the black genocide. We're going to have us a good old time roasting Donald Trump because he just served on a platter to us. He's so stupid. He's trying to sue Harvard University, and it all boils down to he's insecure because President Barack Obama graduated from Harvard University. His daughter Melania attended Harvard University. But Donald Trump's son, Barron Trump, could not get accepted into Harvard University. One of the best universities ever at the top, baby. And Barron could not get into Harvard University. Y'all know Donald Trump can't handle the truth. He wouldn't know the truth if it stood in his face. But all he knows is that Elon's little ping. Yeah, doesn't he know Elon's little ping? What a sad world we live in. So as you all can see, these are the Harvard graduates. These are the Harvard graduates at the top. We have President Barack Obama and the First Lady Michelle Obama and their daughter Melania Obama. Harvard University, Donnie. And you went to a university, well, you went to a business school where you failed out and you paid your way because your daddy had money. So that's how you got on through, didn't it? Because you couldn't get in Harvard, you too dumb. But I guarantee you Barack Obama wasn't no DEI. And Michelle Obama definitely was not a DEI, Donnie. And Melania Obama is not a DEI. But you're a DEI. You're a DEI in the White House, Donnie. Nobody even called you by the title. We say the man in the Oval Office. His son couldn't get into Harvard, so he's trying to bring Harvard University down. Boo-hoo. These in the temple. So I'm going to give y'all a little entertainment news. And we're going to get on back to Donald Trump because all MAGA coming here for is that tea about Donald Trump. They don't care if it's bad or good. They just want to come home and look at a black woman and go home to their wife with that pancake booty. And they think about the black woman while they with that white woman. That's what they come here doing, these MAGA men. They come here to try to pick at me every day. But they want to come see my full lips, my white pearly teeth, and my black beautiful skin with her own long hair. While his wife Goes on to a wife to wear hair pieces. I don't wear hair pieces. I'm a black woman that can cut her hair and grow back quick. Mhm. So I'm going to give y'all some black entertainment. Beyonce makes history as she becomes the first black woman in history to win a country category at the American Music Awards. She won two, both country categories. Yeah. A black queen, Beyonce. Yes, Beyonce. Ha. And for y'all to make such stupid comments at the American Music Awards about the Carter family, you must mean Beyonce family, Jay-Z and Blue Ivy. But anyway, country music was originated by black people. So stop the lies. Just accept it. You didn't originate anything. You steal all the creations from black and brown people. This is so humorous. One moment, please. Just a moment. It's got to upload so I can show y'all what I'm talking about. If you truly know your history, you would know that black people originated country music. But okay, we'll let y'all continue with y'all lies. Yeah, we'll let you continue with it.
Last night, and you probably missed it. But I'm gonna go over exactly what happened. You see, Shabuzi made that face because this young lady claimed the Carter family invented country music. You see, in the 1920s, A.P. Carter became the so-called father of country music. But let's talk about how that exactly happened. You see, A.P. Carter used to travel around the South collecting songs and stylistic approaches to music with this man right here, Leslie Riddle, a black guitarist and singer from Tennessee. You see, Riddle was known for being able to memorize lyrics and styles from black communities and then teach them to the Carter family. Also important to note that he's a lighter skinned black man, which probably made it okay for the Carters to travel around with them with less problems in the South at this time. You see, although certain members of the Carter family, not all of them, but people like Maybelle Carter have been known to give Leslie Riddle his props for teaching them songs and guitar styles, his name has been forgotten in country music history. So I decided to make this video so we can settle the score.
So stop telling those lies that the Clear Carter family created country music. It's all lies. Y'all had to learn to dance from us. You had to learn how to sing from us. Because singing on your own was atrocious. I love you, Clear people, but let's get it together and stop your lies.
All right, bro. So I'm sitting here thinking, I'm thinking about certain stuff, and I have one question: why hasn't the KKK ever gotten a RICO? You see all these black gangs getting RICOs. You see all these Spanish gangs getting RICOs. You feel me? Cartel members. All this other stuff. But why hasn't the KKK ever gotten a RICO yet? And it's just what I be saying, bro. Like, if we rob a bank or something like that, we get picked up immediately. As soon as they do something, they sweep it up under the rug. That's how you know the U.S. is rigged, bro. I swear. Like, they only pay attention to like they don't pay attention to the KKK for some reason, bro. And I peep that.
I'm going to tell you exactly why. Because the KKK is in the MAGA Republican Party. The KKK is sometimes even the judge. The KKK is even those doctors that tell black women when they're pregnant, they don't actually feel any pain and they lose their babies because of their white doctor. The KKK is Donald J. Trump. The KKK is Donald Trump cabinet members. The KKK is, could it be JD Vance as well? The KKK is the J6ers. The KKK is a lot of these white pastors, those pedos. That's who the KKK is. And the list can go on and on and on.
CMAs probably feel so silly right now. Like, how does it feel to be a bigot? Because now the world knows that this is one of the best country albums in the world. And y'all let your bigotry shine through, but Black women rose above, as we always do. This is the funniest, most beautiful blessing for Black History Month. Ha ha. Ha ha. Take that.
I just have to brag on my girl Beyoncé. I'm going to talk about her in between some of these other videos because we got to have some entertainment. Black people created entertainment. And when y'all follow behind us and try to do it, you were horrible at it, so you had to cosplay. Yeah.
Well, that age of dependency bill just passed. What does this mean? It means that if your children are 8 and older, you can no longer
Listen carefully.
claim them as dependents. This is going to affect your taxes. If
Listen
you get
carefully.
social services, you will not get them for those kids that are 8 or older anymore. Healthcare.
Donald Trump screwed y'all.
Know. It's insane. 8 and over, a first grader. First grade, not a dependent anymore. There are still child labor laws in place that protect them from being put in factories or whatever, going to work. So that's good. But yikes. You might
yikes, because and y'all will always say Black people so ghetto. They have a whole bunch of children. They just want to claim them on their income tax and collect the food stamps and the welfare check. Well, the law is, and it's going to affect Americans living in those hillbilly hills and trailer parks. You can't claim your kids on your income taxes if they're 8 or older. 8 and older. How sad America gonna pay? Yeah.
We now have evidence that Elon Musk gave Russia sensitive government data. The whistleblower who came forward said, quote, "I can't attest to what their end goal was or what they're doing with the data, but I can tell you that the bits of the puzzle I can quantify are scary." He said that DOGE ordered him and others at the National Labor Relations Board to allow access to extremely sensitive data. And then he watched as Russia immediately started accessing and downloading all of it. He was ordered to delete all records of what he had done and leave no trace. And the man is terrified after what came next. Once he blew the whistle to NPR, he came home to find a threatening note taped to his door that included personal info and a picture of him that was taken from a drone. NPR was able to corroborate his account with 30 other employees. Elon Musk personally came in and handed over sensitive US government data to Russia, and we have no idea how bad it is. And no one is even talking about this because we are all distracted by the rest of the circus.
He's not lying. Elon Musk and Doge has given our information to Russia. And the guy is not lying about them leaving notes on the door, because somebody that did witness in front of Congress, they threatened that woman too, that used to work for the US. They threatened her and put notes on her door too, but she still showed up and testified in front of Congress. They actually did this to several people because that's the clear man's strategy. He doesn't have the balls to come in your face, but he puts goons, maybe even some J6ers, up to putting notes on people's doors. That's a threat. And someone come to your home and they threaten you or make you feel threatened, bang, bang.
We have some major news right now. Ethics officials and former pardon attorneys are sounding the alarm over Donald Trump's possible corruption over these pardons that he has executed over the past 3 days. First, today, Donald Trump pardoned a former healthcare executive who stole $10 million from employees of his nursing homes to buy himself a luxury yacht and a Cartier watch. But he executed this pardon just weeks after the nursing home executive's mother donated $1 million to Trump's campaign. Then, Trump pardoned Julie and Todd Chrisley, who were convicted of millions of dollars worth of bank fraud, and he pardoned them after months of lobbying by Savannah Chrisley, the Chrisley's daughter, who was a top Trump surrogate on the campaign trail. Yesterday, Donald Trump pardoned a sheriff who was convicted of giving law enforcement badges and deputizing Americans who had no formal training in exchange for money, bribes. Why? Well, it's likely because he was a Trump supporter, and not enough people are talking about this, so spread the word.
The officer that had been, hey, yes, congratulations to the Queen Tia. She has been a member of 7 months on Queen Lillie's channel. She said, never stop talking about what they're doing. We can't let them change everything we fought for. We can't let them change everything we fought for. We have come too far. Too far. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Queen Tia. So, as I was saying, the officer that was giving out official gear that actually belonged to real police, is he KKK as well? Because a lot of times, the Caucasian clear people in the police department are KKK. They don't like my people, and they don't like brown people. Well, Black people, we are some of the sweetest, loving people ever. We even sometimes accept y'all into our cookouts, and then you betray us. And you all want to know why we stay to ourselves. Okay. One moment, please.
Golden Dome will be capable
This is
of
nonsense.
intercepting missiles, even if they are launched from other sides of the world, and even if they are launched from space.
The U.S. just announced a powerful technology called the Golden Dome.
Next generation technologies across the land.
Wasting taxpayers' money. This would cost billions of dollars.
You may have heard of Israel's Iron Dome, a missile defense shield that has stopped thousands of incoming rockets. Now the U.S. is rolling out its own more advanced version.
Hypersonic missiles, ballistic
and
missiles,
Elon Musk is over it. Donald Trump and Elon have not fallen out. They fooling you.
Is this just for defense from enemy missiles? Or a larger threat unknown to the public? So, is the Golden Dome just defense tech? Or is this in preparation for something more?
This is the thing. They haven't built that yet. And Russia is on our tail. Elon Musk and Donald Trump are pretending to have fallen out. Elon Musk and Starlink will be over this. So when Elon Musk is out there doing all his touring on news channels saying that him and Donnie have fallen out because of the new bill, it's all lies. Because this right here, Starlink will be over. And as you recall, last week in the Oval Office, the South African president was there, and Danny Boy was disrespecting the South African president. And one of the guys from South Africa, the clear man, which always down with the bullshit, was mentioning Starlink. Starlink better not go in South Africa. So that South African president, which I don't think he's going to do it because he actually been making fun of Donnie ever since he got back home to South Africa. See, Donnie is trying to get Starlink even in South Africa. So if him and Elon are no longer communicating, no longer bromancing, why are you talking about Starlink? And why would you do this dome with Starlink, Donnie? Because it's all fraud in the White House. Moving along.
We have breaking news right now. Donald Trump has just pardoned Todd and Julie Chrisley from Chrisley Knows Best, the reality TV show. He called Savannah Chrisley, the Chrisley's daughter, in the Oval Office where he told her of this announcement. Todd and Julie had been convicted of a number of tax-related crimes, and Savannah Chrisley was a big Trump surrogate during the 2024 election. She had been lobbying Donald Trump for months to potentially pardon her parents, who were serving several years in prison, each of them. They were convicted of a jury of their peers. They were sentenced. It was all lawful. And now they get a pardon. And many experts are saying that the reason they got a pardon was because of Savannah Chrisley's work as a surrogate for Donald Trump. It's unclear whether she was ever paid. I don't think she was ever paid by the campaign. But she was very pro-Trump on the campaign trail. She did a number of videos of women for Trump and more. And now her parents got a pardon. As always, spread the word. I'll have a full breakdown on my Substack, link to my bio, so subscribe for free and follow along.
Fair use, educational purpose, and great for research. Everything I show you is fair use. White collar crime. White collar crime by white people. Long as it's a crime done by white people, Donnie will pardon you. So Donald Trump got in trouble for the same crime that the Chrisleys got in trouble for. Fraud on documents. What do we expect from a Caucasian man in the Oval Office? What do we expect? He can't be great like President Joe Biden. He could never be. Nor could Melania Trump be a Dr. Joe Biden. Couldn't be. Criminals in the White House, y'all. That's all there could be under Donald Trump. This is Life Under Trump, part 153.
This is the first podcast taping that we've done under the protection of our glorious Golden Dome. The new Golden Dome, the space laser missile fighting Death Star, and it's only going to take $125 billion, which I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say
$125 billion.
My guess is if you want to build,
but they cut Medicaid, Medicare, and food stamps and school lunch.
Satellite driven, I'm sure. Starlink driven.
Starlink, I told y'all.
Boys. My guess is we're talking $1 trillion plus over a long period of time. But hey, what's money as long as poor people aren't allowed to have soda?
Nor can your kids have more than what Donnie say, 2 Barbie dolls for Christmas and just two pencils the whole school year. Boy, I gotta say, I will say that President Barack Obama cared about your education because he's a Harvard graduate. And Donald Trump is not a Harvard graduate, nor will his son be a Harvard graduate. And that's why Donald Trump is going out of Harvard University. He's going after Harvard University because Barack Obama was a graduate in his family. Graduates of Harvard University. And that crusty old white man in the Oval Office just can't take it. He can't stand the ideal of greatness amongst Black people. Donald Trump hates Black people. Prove me wrong, please. Just because he laid up with a couple Black women here and there, which he owed them reparations for that doesn't mean Donnie is not a racist. It just doesn't mean that, people. So here I'm going to show you some about dummy Trump. It gets worse every day. Big dummy. Hold on.
Trump just learned about an acronym that investors are using behind his back to discuss his erratic tariff policy. You see, investors are using something called the taco trade. What does taco stand for? Trump always chickens out. Basically, what they're talking about is the fact that anytime Donald Trump announces his tariffs and the markets go down, he inevitably chickens out, removes the tariffs, and the markets go back up. And so Trump was asked about the taco trade, asked about the concept of Trump always chickens out during a press conference just before, and let's just say he was not too happy about it. Let me show you this clip, but first, remember to add the Midas Touch podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Okay, watch this.
Analysts have coined a new term called the taco trade. They're saying Trump always chickens out on your tariff threats, and that's why markets are higher.
He gets angry.
I kick out?
Chicken out.
Oh, then I chicken out. I've never heard that. But don't ever say what you said. That's a nasty
It's
question.
true, Donnie.
Because to me, that's the nastiest question.
So at a
It's
press
true,
conference,
Donnie.
Trump just learned about an acronym that investors are using behind his
Donnie, why get mad when people tell you the truth that they look at you as being dumb? You're mad, but you do dumb S-H-I-T. Donnie, you're dumb. We saw your grades when you was in business school. Your GPA was what, 1.28? Low IQ, bad genes. So straight facts. Trump doesn't like the black people. Well, I'm black.
Donald Trump said recently he has a great relationship with the blacks. Though unless the blacks are a family of white people, I bet he's mistaken.
Let me tell you what I learned about Donnie. Oh, he don't like our black asses. He don't like us. But he tries to cosplay being President Barack Obama. He wear black people makeup darker than me. You can't tell me that man ain't trying to be Barack Obama, running around here wearing black makeup darker than me, and I'm a black woman. Donnie, you could never be attractive like President Barack Obama. It would never happen. You're too fat. Okay, this little Cuban boy, Marco Rubio, the brown boy, he just effing up all over the place. You might as well be up in Donnie's pissy pen. Pissy pens, I meant. The MAGA party flip-flops, Marco Rubio, flip-flopping, flipping-flopping. Lord Jesus, help us.
We are going to allow a con artist to take over the conservative movement, and Donald Trump is a con artist.
So what do you think a Trump government would look like, Senator?
It would be chaos. There's no way we are going to allow a con artist to take over the conservative movement, and Donald Trump is a con artist.
So what do you think a Trump government would look like, Senator?
It would be chaos. There's no way we are going to...
But you decided to take the offer to be in Donnie's cabinet, Marco Rubio. Oh, he a cutie patootie. And when I said tootie, toot it up, boy. Go ahead, get him that pink inside. Because you and Donnie both like eggplant. But you can't make up your mind, little brown cutie patootie that toots it up. You can't make your mind up if Donald Trump is any good or he's bad. He's definitely bad for America. If Donnie is not anything else, he's bad for America. I'm going to play it again and listen carefully what Rubio says.
We are going to allow a con artist to take over the conservative movement, and Donald Trump is a con artist.
So what do you think a Trump government would look like, Senator?
It would be chaos. There's no way we are going to allow a con artist to take over the conservative movement, and Donald Trump is a con artist.
Marco Rubio, but you bowed down and kissed the ring. What else did you bow down and do with that mouth? Tell us what that mouth do. Marco Rubio. Did y'all have a threesome in the Oval Office? Donnie boy, Elon Musk rat, Marco Rubio. So MAGA is nothing but crime mob. And I'm going to tell you why through this video, okay? Crime mob in the White House. That's what you get.
Breaking news right now, Andrew Tate and his brother have been indicted in the United Kingdom on rape and human trafficking charges. Weeks after the Trump administration allowed Andrew Tate and his brother to come back to the United States of America from Romania, where they were facing similar criminal charges. Minutes ago, Andrew Tate and his brother
Queen
were indicted on
Sunshine.
a number of charges, including prostitution for gain, human trafficking, actual bodily harm, and more. Both deny the allegations against them, but remember, the Trump administration essentially allowed
Queen
these
Tia.
two brothers to flee Romania, where they are facing criminal prosecution, to safe harbor here in the United States of America, and well, now they've been indicted in the United Kingdom. Their second such indictment. The Crown Prosecution Service says that a European arrest warrant has officially been issued, and Romanian courts have gone so far as to issue an order to extradite the two brothers to the United Kingdom as well. Spread the word. I'll have a full breakdown on my Substack shortly, link to my bio, so subscribe for free and follow along to stay up to date.
Well, we do know that Tate is what? MAGA. Yes, Andrew Tate and his brother is MAGA. This is the thing. They're passing. And what I mean by passing is like in slavery time, the black people that was my color with lighter hair, because some black people have freckles, light skin with freckles, and they have blonde hair. That's just how black people come out sometimes. And you ain't got to be mixed. But Andrew Tate, daddy, is a black man. Him and his brother that's passing as white, their father is a black man, so they are black. But Donnie Boy doesn't know the history of Andrew Tate. And if Donnie did know, he would be highly upset to know their father is a black man. And they just cosplay just like Donnie, cosplaying up there in the Oval Office being a fake president. Andrew Tate, who is actually black, cosplaying being white. But he doesn't let people know that his daddy is black. He doesn't. He just cosplays as a white person, passing. But back then, they had to sometimes play as, well, pass as the Caucasian person to survive in America. Because being black was a crime, and it's still a crime to this day. That's why I said we have a black genocide in America. So, Melania Trump, was she a U.S. citizen when she birthed Barron Trump? Inquiring minds want to know. We the people deserve to know. When she was pregnant with Barron Trump, was Melania Trump a U.S. citizen? So I'm going to stop the music and I'm going to read to you what it says. It said, Barron Trump was born March 20, 2006. Melania became a U.S. citizen July 28, 2006. Melania was not an American citizen when Barron was born. So Trump's birthright executive order also includes his wife and son. Send them to El Salvador. Make the playing field even. Even it out, Donnie Boy. But you can't do that because you hate every race except white people. Donnie hate my black people. He hate our beautiful brown people. He hate himself too, but he just won't be honest about it. Because anytime you look in the mirror and see that face or that body, you got to hate yourself. Donnie is nothing but the word hate written out all over him. I hate looking at him. I hate to hear his voice. I hate that he is so dumb. And I grew up dirt poor, no parents, no money, live from place to place. And my IQ is higher than yours, Donnie. I went to college, paid for it myself. I didn't get any government help. I have proof of everything I'm saying. I paid to go to college on my own. No DEI. And I grew up dirt poor, filthy poor. And you grew up with a silver spoon in your mouth because your ancestors did so much illegal stuff to build their worth. And I grew up dirt poor with good genes. My melanin is precious. Y'all use it in your makeup. Your wives take our placenta from the hospital, use it on their faces, thinking it's going to make them younger by using black folks' melanin in beauty products. They use melanin in computer chips. And more it goes, etc., etc. But the fact still remains that in 2006, when Barron Trump was born, March 2020, the 2020 of March 2006, Melania Trump did not become a U.S. citizen until July the 28th, 2006. Donnie, wouldn't that apply to your wife and child, that executive order? Or does it just apply to Black and brown people? Melania Trump became a U.S. citizen July the 28th, 2006. That flat booty was not a U.S. citizen when she birthed that baby. Move along. One moment. So, we're going to listen to a little bit of Queen Jasmine Crockett while she tells it like it is. Because, you know, Danny Boy been stealing from American people to play golf, but strip your Medicaid, Medicare, and children's school lunch. Yeah. Hold on. Uh-oh. Sorry about that.
In fact, President Trump is on pace to spend more than $1 billion of taxpayer dollars just on golfing. Yet the Republicans
look at that body.
Silent. So they must think spending taxpayer
He's
dollars
having a
on
baby, y'all.
trips is more important than providing health care to their constituents. And when I talk about constituents,
Donald Trump is pregnant.
So if we look at Texas 26, 39,000 children look to potentially lose their Medicaid with the cuts that they are about to vote on for reconciliation. 88,000 in Georgia, 3, 68,000 in Missouri, 7, 79,000 in Tennessee, 2, 86,000 in South Carolina, 4, 50,000 in Texas, 04, 85,000 in Texas, 27, and in Georgia, 14, 111,000. And if you add that up just on this committee, we have 606,000 kids that are relying on us to do right by them. And instead, we playing these crazy games because we worried about 10 trans folk that are in sports right now in college. I wasn't elected to be engaged in these fights. I was elected to make sure that those kids, the kids that they are about to neglect with these terrible votes that they're about to take, I was elected to protect them and to make sure that they could grow up and have all the opportunities. In fact, President Trump is on pace to spend more than $1 billion of taxpayer
Donald Trump is 10 months pregnant.
Golfing. Yet the Republicans have been silent. So they must.
Donnie, y'all have a law now about women when they're pregnant. If anything happened to the baby while they're pregnant, they can be prosecuted. But what is your excuse? You're 10 months pregnant, Donnie. Look at that stomach. Hold on. Look at Donnie's stomach.
President Trump is on pace to spend more than $1 billion of taxpayer.
If you lose that baby, you will be locked up, Donnie. You have a miscarriage. You're going to jail. Donnie don't care about our children. On the real, he cares nothing about our children in America. He cares more about having a hotel built by Couture, Melania getting a new ride, Melania getting a new Balenciaga bag. Melania, he owe her money because he wants to see if she'll let him taste her again, which it won't happen. She's not letting that monster ever touch her again. So he has to depend on Laura Loomer Green to put the knee pads on. Yeah. So Donnie Boy loves his white criminals.
Tuesday, May 27th, I'm Brett from Midas Touch. Here's today's evening recap. Donald Trump just pardoned reality TV personalities Todd and Julie Chrisley, who were convicted of a multi-million-dollar bank fraud and tax evasion scheme. Todd had been sentenced to 12 years in federal prison, while Julie was sentenced to 7. Their daughter, Savannah, had given a speech at the RNC. Trump also pardoned Paul Walczak, a former nursing home executive who stole millions from the paychecks of nurses and doctors at his facilities to travel and buy himself a yacht. His mother had paid $1 million to attend a Trump fundraising dinner just weeks ago. Meanwhile, more details are emerging regarding Trump's pardon of Virginia Sheriff Scott Jenkins, who was found guilty of conspiracy, fraud, and bribery. Ed Martin, the Trump lackey who is now serving as U.S. pardon attorney, released a statement about the pardon, writing on social media, quote, "No MAGA left behind." In other news, NPR filed a lawsuit this morning against the Trump administration for First Amendment violations after Trump targeted NPR and PBS's federal funding. Credit scores are plunging for millions of Americans now that the Trump administration had a resumed collection of defaulted student loan payments, causing countless borrowers to suddenly get rejected for car and housing loans. Trump media is raising $2.5 billion for the company to buy Bitcoin. The U.S. has ordered its embassies worldwide to stop new student visa interviews. Trump is trying to shake down Canada for $61 billion for the creation of what he is calling a golden dome. Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville is running for governor of Alabama. RFK Jr. removed COVID-19 vaccines from the list of shots recommended for healthy pregnant women and children, a move that will likely make it so insurance companies stop paying for the shots. And that is just the tip of the iceberg. To get all the news, remember to add the Midas Touch podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and join us on Substack at MidasPlus.com.
Subscribe to Midas Touch Network. Canada is not going to help you with that golden dome, Donnie. They don't like you and we don't like you. I think Canada despises you more than I do. See, they don't like monsters, nor do I. And they don't like bullies. So, I keep telling y'all about the crime mob in the Oval Office. So Donnie wanted to throw some D's on that B, and I'm going to show you what I mean. Trump is an attention seeker. You see, he can't get his wife's attention, so he has to seek it elsewhere. Just like that big, beautiful Bill, he has to know he's not beautiful, not even attracted, never has been attractive, still wearing black people's makeup, cosplaying being President Barack Obama.
Folks will be like, well, Donald Trump sent me a check during the pandemic. No, y'all know, because I've heard this. I know y'all, some of you heard that. Hey, let me make sure y'all understand this. Joe Biden sent you a check during the pandemic, just like I gave people relief during the Great Recession. The thing is, we didn't put our name on it because it wasn't about feeding our egos. It wasn't about advancing our politics. It was about helping people. That's the difference. Don't be giving them credit for that. Come on. He sent you a check. Do not fall for that okie doke. Don't be bamboozled. Some folks will be like,
do not fall for the okie doke. Don't be bamboozled, because Trump said throw some D's on that beat. But Donnie, everything can't be about you. And the truth is, because of the great, well, she was one of my favorites once before. I still love Nancy Pelosi because I love girl power. But she was the one that is the true reason you got those checks. But Donnie wanted to hold it up just to get his name on it because he said throw some D's on that beat. He'll do anything for attention. If he have to stop things to help the American people, just to have his name on it so they can throw some D's on that beat, he will do it. He cares nothing about the American people. He did not care about your needs. So we already know that about the Chrisleys. We're going to skip that, okay? Because it was something else about the Chrisleys. So one moment, please.
Not just that African nations are furious at Donald Trump in America, they're just outright mocking Donald Trump in the United States, just calling him stupid and a moron. And it seems like they're having the last laugh. I want you to take a look here. And as part of my research, I want to watch what's actually going on.
Hit the like button, come on.
In these African countries.
Hit that like
button. What are they
button.
saying? I want to bring you firsthand reporting on what's really going on that the American media is not showing. So let's take a look at what white South Africans are saying about Donald Trump spreading white genocide, white supremacist conspiracies about South Africa. Here are the handful of white South Africans rejecting this. And watch how they just called Donald Trump stupid. Here, play this clip.
Trump is crazy. He is saying all this stuff about white South African farmers getting killed.
Oh, yes.
Do you know what he did?
I have seen that.
He showed pictures of random white people that are also not from South Africa.
I think there are definitely certain areas within South Africa that there are more targets, but in overall South Africa, I really don't think that we are the target at all.
Another Nordic resident acknowledged the presence of crime in the country, but denied it was racially motivated.
I think there's crime amongst all the people. So, of course, like, you get the more underprivileged people, and in those areas,
hit the like button, please.
Crime. But amongst
the
black people, there's still crime also with the whites.
For residents of Nordic, the image painted by Trump is not only inaccurate but potentially harmful for the country's ongoing efforts towards social cohesion and reconciliation.
And South Africans are rallying behind President Ramaphosa's meeting with Donald Trump, and they also appreciate the delegation that Ramaphosa brought.
I did think President Ramaphosa represented the country well. I thought the delegation, especially that he took over with him, was very strategic, and I thought everyone in that delegation put their best foot forward for our country.
And here's South Africa's police minister saying that Trump's genocide claim is dangerous and twisted. Here, play this clip.
But we have no respect for his genocide story whatsoever. It is totally unfounded and totally unsubstantiated.
It's not just that African nations are furious at Donald Trump in America. They're just outright mocking Donald Trump in the United States, just calling him stupid and a moron. And it seems like they're having the last laugh. I want you to take a look here. And as part of my research, I want to...
We all in America have been getting the last laugh. We make fun of Donald Trump daily because he's just a buffoon. And he is the laughing stock of the world, not just America. But if we want to state facts, let's state the real facts, what's really going on. Donald Trump hates Black people. So what he does to manipulate the situation, him and Elon Musk makes up a thing saying there's white genocide. When Americans know there is a Black genocide in America. Black people for centuries have been taken down and unalived by white Americans, even some of the white police. So when Donald Trump says there's a white genocide in South Africa, but the white South Africans are saying that Donald Trump is lying. They side with the South African president. But Donald Trump is busy deporting, arresting Black and brown people, sending them to El Salvador. But he brings to our country, white South Africans. And it's all about saving the white race. The white race is dying out because these white men, the good ones, they are getting with us Black women. Not me. I particularly like real dark meat, dark meat. But they're getting with Black women and brown women, making babies with melanin. And those Black women are throwing it on them good. And then they tell their homeboys about it, their other white constituents, friends. And they want to know what those Black women can do. They want to know. She go throwing it on them too. Then they tell more and more. See, that comes all the way back from slavery. because the white slave owners would sleep with the black slaves. They loved that dark skin so much they just had to have it. They saw those nice round black behinds. And those white slave owners, they just had to have it. They wanted it. The full lips. They wanted it. Deal with it. But we're not going to accept a black genocide, Donald Trump. Right now, blacks are targeted by the KKK, J6ers, Proud Boys, and MAGA. All four are terroristic groups. The KKK, J6ers, Proud Boys, and MAGA. They are all terroristic groups. There's a black genocide in America. Y'all enjoy your day and thank you for coming to my live. I love you all. May God bless you.